all to a safe place where healing awaits and troubles are erased. Let's sit and conversate about the struggles you face. I had struggles too, so I can relate. On the road to being great, you're gonna make mistakes. But when your voice is heard, there's a clean slate. Keep the faith, don't hesitate, somebody's here to listen. With every conversation, there's a new beginning. New horizons all rising, better days are near. Share your truth, have no fear, let me lend an ear. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, I'll be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same. Yeah.
Good day, good day, good day, and welcome to Dr. Kyri Listens. I am your host, Dr. Kyri Mosley, and today we will be spending time with Davida Bostic.
Yes.
As is customary, I have our quote for the day. In your darkest moments, grace becomes your light, and strength becomes your shield. Together, they transform suffering into wisdom. And this morning, when I was just thinking about all that we have lined up for you today, I thought about our trials, our difficulties, the things that we go through. And as we're going through them, we don't quite understand that at the end of it all, we acquire so much wisdom. And with that wisdom, so much grace. And so today, guys, this is Davida Bostic, and Davida is going to tell us about her life. I'm excited to be present for her. And as customary, our first question is, Davida, why did you decide to do the show today?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Dr. Kyri, for having me on. I really appreciate it. I decided to do the show because, well, I saw this as an opportunity to be able to tell the world more about myself.
Yes.
And also to share my story, as is described in in your intro.
Yes.
And hopefully just drop some nuggets of wisdom to people out there, someone out there who maybe or may have struggled with the same thing and is looking for someone to relate to or be able to see that it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
And that's one thing we've learned through our short time in doing Dr. Kyri Listens, that we all have gone through different things and different struggles, but in the end we emerge victorious, right?
Always.
And it's okay, it's okay. And so I'm gonna allow you to start to tell me about your life, and then I'm gonna have some questions for you along the way.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself.
All right, so a little bit about me. Okay. Well, I am the child of entrepreneurs. Okay.
Awesome.
My mom and my dad were entrepreneurs growing up. They used to have a bathroom and kitchen remodeling business down in Miami, Florida. They had a lot of clientele on Star Island and stuff like that. They got out of that business, went into real estate. So I grew up a lot in real estate, then my family got into retail. So I've spent a lot of my life being surrounded by business. And just business, entrepreneurship, spirituality, definitely worship of God, and that's basically the background I come from. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The background I come from. Bring it present day. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a mother.
Yeah.
I am a health coach. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a wife.
Yeah.
I'm all of the above.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Look at that. She got it all going on.
Yes.
What are some of the most recent events that have prompted you to use, because I know earlier we were talking about emotional resilience.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about what has transpired. And so I want to learn a little bit more about what has transpired that has prompted you to use emotional resilience and developing different coping skills and different coping techniques. And I know that's something that you are passionate about. And so I would love to learn more about what prompted that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's kind of like, where do I begin? Right. I'm not going to say I had a bad childhood or the worst childhood, because one thing I learned in life is that no matter how bad your situation is, there's always someone who has it worse.
Yes.
Or someone who has something that you can't tolerate.
Right.
So whatever you go through and whatever you have in your life is what you have in your life. I've had a lot of different experiences, from living with my grandfather at one point in my life, to coming back home with my mom, my dad, having a new little sister, my brothers, because I have one brother and 7 sisters.
Okay.
And
you have one brother and 7 sisters.
Yes.
I have one brother and 7 sisters.
Right. Yeah. So you know how that is. Yes. So just having that dynamic, then of course having older sisters, then being the oldest in the house with younger siblings. I've always had to carry a lot. I've had to carry a lot for them. Right. And because my mom, I would say she was a great emotional coach for me growing up. She taught me, hey, you got to persevere. God's not going to put more on you than what you can handle.
Right.
You can do it. My dad was more, let's find a solution.
Yes.
That's how my dad was.
Okay.
He was like, let's find a solution. Or sometimes he'll say, it'll be all right. If it's bad today, just keep living. It can get worse. So it's not that bad.
Come on. And that's the truth.
Yes.
It could get better, but it could get worse.
So, exactly.
And right. we know that just from living life.
Just from living life. So, just through a lot of those things. And then also being brought up in the environment that I was brought up in. I was brought up in a very God-fearing environment.
Okay.
And so just, we always had a certain level of resiliency and a certain mindset and approach to life. So just through a lot of different situations, I just kind of developed this mentality just from the wisdom I gained from even my grandfather, my mom, my dad is like, okay, you got to be better. You got to be better. You got to be better. You got to do better. You can do better, right? It can be worse.
It can be
worse. Right. And I always believed and had this mindset where anything that you approach or you have that's hard now in life, if you apply yourself to overcoming this situation, then it will make you a better person.
Right.
And so I've always adopted that mentality where it's like, okay, this is what I'm going through now.
Right.
But you know what? If I can overcome this, I can become so much better. I'll become a better person. I don't know. They gave me the brainwash.
Yes. But it's practical, right? And it's something that is motivational. You're like, okay, if I can get through this, then I can get through the next thing. Because in life, we are going to have different challenges. We're going to go through different things. But I know one thing I would say, we have to be careful as we're going through that we're dealing with what's going on, because it's very easy to be in autopilot, right?
Yeah.
It's very easy to numb out and say, okay, I got to get through this, and just be very regimented, but not really deal with what is going on. And you talked about resilience, and I often tell people, resilience isn't about being numb, right?
No, it's not. Because people, it's about facing the current situation,
right?
Understanding it, letting it hurt,
right,
and getting your way through it, but not allowing it to destroy you in the process.
Yes.
And that's definitely one thing that I learned, because I've witnessed people who numb out throughout my life, and I'm like, and I see how destructive numbing out can be. And I know sometimes when you're hurting and you're going through things, I've been through a lot of things, it's like, I just want to give up. Why do it?
Yeah.
But then I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? No, you gotta overcome this because it can be worse.
Right.
If you can overcome this, it can be better, but you got to face it. Because if you're experiencing this now with factors you can't control, i.e. other people, circumstance, situations, there's a lot of factors that you're not going to be able to control in life. If you can't get through this now or face this now, how are you going to be able to face it when you get older?
What are some things that you've gone through that you feel like the audience can learn from? What are some of your experiences practically that you've experienced for yourself?
Well, let's see. So I would say I've recently had a situation where I've experienced some loss. Okay. And I'm not good with loss. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. Like, even if I know of someone that I know that's passed, like I'm crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was such a good person. Like, that's how I am, you know, because I like life. I love to see life in people's eyes, you know. And so I know it's a part of life, but it's just that phenomenon right there. I don't deal with. But one thing that I did learn, just experiencing that, I learned a lot about where I spent my time, my energy, and who I spent it on. And through that situation, my recent experience of loss a couple of years ago, it prompted me to take a deeper look within myself and really assess where I was in life.
Was this loss someone close to you?
It was. I lost a child. And so that was a very big deal, big thing for me.
Of course.
You know. And that's the worst pain you could ever feel. Like there is no pain
greater
that is greater than that pain. And I'm not saying that people are not hurt by losing parents and stuff, but I mean, the loss of a child is a pain that you don't know exists until you have to experience it. Then it's like, whoa, I'm in Never Land. This is the way. This is not the other side of the track. This is the other side of the other track that I didn't know that was over there. You know. And so through that, I started journaling a lot, and I took a step back in my life, and a lot of things that I thought I didn't like, I found out that I did like, but I opened myself up to the experience. And this is what it is. This is so simple. So I used to hate flowers. Okay. Because I used to feel like they were too girly. I kind of grew up, I was a little more on the tomboyish side. So it was like, ew, you know, flowers and this and that. No, like, you know, that was
like, that's not me.
That's not me. No, we need some blue and some black. And I love pink. But it need to be a certain type of pink. That's too soft. Right? So, but I realized that through my life, I had this thing against flowers because flowers, they were soft. And they were vulnerable, right?
Soft and vulnerable.
Soft and vulnerable.
I like that.
So after I experienced my loss, I'm like, I had someone to send me flowers. And I was like, wow, this feels good.
So fitting.
This feels good.
Soft and vulnerable.
Yes, it was soft and vulnerable. And those flowers actually spoke to my vulnerability.
Yes.
Those flowers spoke to my pain.
Come on.
Those flowers said, hey, I'm here. It's okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to sit here and give you the last little bit of life that I have.
Come on.
That's what those flowers did for me. And ever since that loss and that time, I keep flowers in my house now.
Yes.
I keep flowers. I buy myself flowers. I put my children, everybody's in out there. Why you keep buying yourself flowers? I have to have flowers. I have to, because I realize why God placed flowers on this earth. The flowers are a coping mechanism.
Yes.
Flowers speak to the spiritual, mental, and the emotional vulnerability in people.
Right.
Through our visuals, through our senses, through what we see, and through what we smell. And so just being able to have those flowers, coupled with the journaling and taking a step back from everyone, because I had nothing to say. I had nothing to say to anyone.
That's right.
For days, for months, because I'm like, what is there to say? What is what is life? What's the meaning? Like, I was literally questioning everything, questioning myself, my decisions, everything.
Of
right.
course.
But I had to start writing things out, writing about my pain.
Right.
I was writing letters to my child.
Yes.
Even though he'll, never be able to see those in the physical, but I just had to write it. I had to write it. I had to get it out. I had to get it out.
You have to get it out.
And those flowers, they just sat there the whole time. It was like, it's okay. It's okay. We're here.
Yeah. And I specifically like tulips.
Yeah.
And everyone, it's because they move with the sun.
They do.
And so you'll go in there and they're facing one way, and then the next day they're moving, and then it's like they literally have arms and they open up, and they, and so it's kind of like they're voguing, right? The tulips, I feel like they vogue and they move with their move, and so I get that. I get that, and I'm so specific about what type of flowers I like, and what. And the life that they bring.
Yeah, the life that they bring. Yeah,
and so definitely. I also use flowers that are not real because of just their presence.
Yes,
wanting their presence all the time. So I get that, and I so appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah,
because it is a vulnerability.
It is.
It is true, like giving of their last life to you.
It is.
Like
it is.
It's amazing.
It is. It's a very great appreciation of life. And so just experiencing the loss and then developing those coping mechanisms, I also started to take a lot into account about mental health.
Yeah.
But not just mental health, like, oh, I'm stressed. It's like, what people, places, or things have I been putting in my life that's actually contributed to me being able to face this situation?
Right. And which people and places and things have I placed myself that are taking my energy away from me?
That's exactly.
And so I'm in that space in my life where I have had to separate myself.
Yeah.
Not because I'm angry, not because I have an attitude. No, I just need this time. And I need, I've been very prayerful for God to place me in spaces where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Place me with the people that are supposed to be with
Most
me.
Definitely.
And I have my friend, my big sister, Bonita. So she's just been just a great space for me, just a great listener, and it's not even about finding solutions for you, but just allowing you to just speak. Providing some place for someone to listen to you. That's, so I get that. And that's important. Guys, if you have any questions we have so many people have joined us. This is exciting. I'm so happy to see everyone today. How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and send them in, and I will make sure that we answer those questions for you today.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you to give me two points of wisdom, two things that you feel like you find meaning in difficult situations, and the importance of overall health, like your overall health. What are the things that you're drawing from that are contributing to that?
Okay. 2 points of wisdom. Repeat the question.
Yeah. Give me 2 points of wisdom that you can share with everyone that have contributed to your overall health.
Okay. So 1 point of wisdom that I can give to everyone that's contributed to my overall health was something of actually wisdom that someone else gave me years ago. And I was going through a really hard time, and I would call this woman, talk to her. We're going to call her my aunt. I would call my aunt, talk to her, and she would always give me her ear. And she would say, "This too shall pass." And I used to be like, what she meant to me about this too shall pass? The pain that I'm feeling right now. Like, no, my life is over. This is doomed, right? I'm doomed.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt. And she was like, no, she said, Davida, know that every situation in life is temporary.
Yes.
Every situation in life is temporary. So if you're hurting now and you get through this pain, know that you're not going to hurt forever. She said, God's not going to let you hurt forever.
Not forever.
Not forever. And she said, when you get to the points of happiness, she said, you're not going to be happy forever either.
Come on now.
But you can enjoy the happiness.
Yes.
But she said, just know that the pain is not going to last forever.
I love that.
And so I always take that mindset of being resilient and moving forward with saying this is only temporary.
Right.
this hurts now. I'm crying now. I feel like I'm bleeding from the inside, but this is only temporary.
It's only temporary.
It's only temporary. It's temporary and it's necessary because it's something I need to learn.
Right.
I need to learn how to handle this because as long as we live, there's always factors that we can't control.
That's correct.
And we can't control other people. And that's just what it is.
That's
just what it is.
We are going to stop for a moment. We're going to take our break. My grandmother used to always say, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever, as I would go through my difficult times. And so we're going to come back from break and we're going to continue to have conversation. Again, this is Dr. Kyri Mosley, and this is Dr. Kyri Listens. We'll be right back.
Code Ninjas Jr. We make coding fun through storytelling and game building. Learn coding through play. No reading required. Starts at age 5. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Welcome to Code Ninjas Create. We make coding fun. Your kids can build awesome video games and achieve master coding skills with the help of dedicated code senseis. Create, play, and learn coding. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Locations throughout Metro Atlanta.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with.
Here we go. Intro for my show. Nice though, hot like nitro. Cool as ice though. With that type of dichotomy, y'all know it's gotta be. Who else could it be but T? Rub your eyes, behold the Tony D. I'm the Dream Supreme DJ straight out of Queens. I'm eclectic, the dope is selected. Emerging music break, Tony D will take, yeah.
Well, Tony, I don't care, long as you take me there, someplace to be.
This is recording artist Bertrand McKinney, aka Birdie, and you're listening to CHH Jams, where the bars come from the word. Y'all keep it locked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. This is Orlando Presents right here on CHH Jam Presents. Make sure y'all tune in every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and check out our new show, CHH Jam Presents, right here on The Real Level Up. Let's go, y'all. Let's level up, level up. Let's get it. CHH Jam Presents.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
Hello, I'm Benita Hunter, owner and maker of Forever Treasures, where I take your sentimental items, your cherished baby clothes, and I turn them into forever keepsakes. We can use uniforms, wedding gowns, baby clothes, or any other sentimental item of a loved one who may have passed on. Now here's where you come in. Go and find your sentimental items, send them to me. I turn them into a forever keepsake, keeping memories alive. I can be reached at bhforevertreasures.com, or you can call me directly at 443-995-9655. Let's make it happen and keep memories alive.
Amen, amen. Keeping memories alive. As you know, this is my forever keepsake bear. This is my Brenda bear, and this is in memory of my auntie Brenda. So, guys, I'm gonna share something that we had an amazing conference this week. We were at the Hyatt, and Miss Bonita was there with her bears. And my goodness, if you would see the tears that would happen at that table. I mean, everyone would come and they would share their story of all that they had encountered and what they had gone through, and started ordering their bears. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you so much. She says, this too shall pass. Yeah. Amen. This too shall pass. God knows best. He does. And that I hold on to, because those moments, it's like trying to really understand the wisdom of God through all that we go through and all that he carries us through. And I recently had someone ask me what I would change and what I'd say I don't want stage 4 cancer. And I said, no, this is part of my story. It's part of my journey. And I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah. So I know that it's purposeful and it's creating in me a person that I could never be if it had never happened. Yeah. And so I thank you so much for sharing your testimony. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So Davida, Davida and I met at a networking event. Yes. And so I want to give you a chance to talk about what you do, because I think what you do is pretty phenomenal. Yeah. I'm going to say what you do, and then I'm going to let you explain. Okay. So Davida works with moms. She works with moms for a whole trimester after they give birth. Yeah. And so tell everyone what you do. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. And what I do is I have a 4th trimester program, as Dr. Kyri said, where I provide assistance to moms after they give birth to babies. So you basically get me either 3rd trimester, going into that 4th trimester, or that 4th trimester. I provide health coaching for the moms, because one thing I realized being a mom myself and going through a lot of the difficulties of giving birth, right, and also the recovery process, I realized that there's a lack of something there. And there's a lot of things that a lot of women don't know when they are in the birthing stage of life. Right. And some of those things that a lot of women don't know, they don't know how to properly nourish themselves. That's correct. They don't know the things they should and should not be doing after birth. And then there's the other side, where there are a lot of people who don't know what moms go through post-baby. Yes. You go through a lot of things mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Your body changes, your mind changes, like everything comes full spectrum for you. And you really are going through, you're transitioning to another stage of life, and you're trying to get a grip. So, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for somebody now. My body is producing milk. Yes. And so I developed this program to be able to support moms through that process, both everything, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, environmentally, community-wise. And by me offering the health coaching, I talk to the moms, check in on their mental state. Yes. I help to orchestrate their whole wellness team, because they get me, and you also get one other wellness practitioner. Okay. And they have choices of those practitioners. Right. So what are some of the choices? So some of the choices are. All right, yeah. I know I haven't no more babies, but I just want to know. Yeah. So some of the choices of the practitioners is a 4th trimester doula, a lactation consultant, a massage therapist, a yoga instructor, a personal trainer, a registered nurse, or and also a house cleaner. Oh, so those are some of the people that you'll get postpartum, but you definitely always get the health coaching, and then you can choose one other person unless you kind of want to upgrade your package, and we add more people. And just being a mom, like I say, myself, as a health coach through this program, I help to orchestrate everything to make sure you get the care you need. So it comes with, I wish I would have brought the box today. I didn't know, but it comes with a nice gift box that has the necessary supplements in it that mothers need post baby. And I found that there are a lot of women who don't know this. So for any women out there, if you don't mind, just saying, okay.
That's fine.
For any women out there that don't know, after you have a baby, your body requires more calcium. When your body produces milk for that baby, it takes calcium from your bones. You need to have calcium. You have, and most of the time you have to take a calcium supplement, especially being that our diets and the food is a lot different than what it used to be back then. So make sure you take a calcium supplement, because what happens is if you don't take that calcium supplement, then you find yourself 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years down the line, your teeth start shifting, you start to have more cavities and all these dental problems, and you're like, what's going on? It's because you had that baby. Your body took calcium from your body to make that baby. And if you breastfed that baby, your body also utilized calcium to make milk for that baby. So definitely make sure you take your calcium.
Thank you. And even now, take calcium.
Yes. We have
like brittle bones. We get older. We're talking about, I'm older than everybody. We're talking about just as we age, there's just supplements that we need to put back in our bodies because we don't, sometimes the food doesn't have exactly what we need. I am definitely a whole food person, and I believe in taking the foods in, but I'm not against supplements. I think that's something that we need to do. Tell me, like, if you could just talk to all the moms, what are like give them 2 things that they don't know that they need to do, that they should be doing either during the last trimester or immediately after delivery.
Okay. So one thing in the last trimester is iron. Your body takes about 9 milligrams of iron a day. And when you're in your 3rd trimester, and that iron depletes you more after birth because you bleed more. So you have to build up your iron stores, you have to start either that late 2nd trimester or that 3rd trimester to help carry you in the 4th trimester to improve your recovery odds. That's one thing. Now, also 4th trimester, after you have the baby, journal. Okay. And I don't mean to sound cliche, but again, having gone through different births and also having gone through grief and those life changes, journaling helps. Everything that you want to say that you feel like you can't trust to say to somebody about how you're feeling, what you're thinking, write it down and keep it for yourself. Write it down. Write it down, because you have to get it out. So
journaling is healing.
It's journaling.
It really is healing. And even whether it's having a baby or going through an ailment, what I found is, for myself, I would want to have conversations, and I would start to have a conversation. And because, you're a cancer survivor, you're supposed to be grateful. You need to be grateful that you're still here. And so I can't tell you that my body's hurting.
Exactly.
Because it's not a safe space to tell you.
Exactly.
But I can journal and I can talk about what's really going on with me. And so I agree with you that is important.
And there's also one thing I want to say. There's something that I created. It's called the 7 sovereign foods, right? And the 7 sovereign foods is your spirituality, your nutrition, your knowledge of self, your physical health, your community, your environment, and your emotional health.
Come on.
If you don't have those 7 sovereign foods, and I call them sovereign foods because those are 7 pillars of health that help to, how would you say, develop the human into being the best person that they could possibly be.
Amen.
And I call them sovereign because to me, human beings are sovereign. But if you got this wheel, these 7 sovereign foods on point, and you have support, especially in the environment and the community aspect, listen, you're gonna be sovereign. Right? That's how you were created. You were created to be and live in the essence of this happiness. You were created to be and live in the essence of a being that is resilient, a learning being. Right? So I was talking to a friend one time, and she was like, oh, they got all this AI out. Ain't no artificial intelligence. It's almighty intelligence, right? Almighty intelligence, right?
Right.
So y'all got almighty intelligence. So live in that, but definitely the journaling. You have to write it out. You have to get it out because it helps you with those baby blues. It helps you to transition into motherhood.
Yes.
Because a lot of mothers, they come into motherhood and they don't realize they're in motherhood.
Right.
I just had a baby. No, you didn't have a baby, ma'am. You were in a new phase of life called motherhood, parenthood. That's where you are.
Because there's no real training.
You
just jump in.
Exactly.
And you do oftentimes. So, and it just depends on how you grew up. Because me, I was making every effort to not do what I grew up in. And so not having those resources and those support groups, they starting to put together groups of young parents, talk about what they're going through and what they're feeling. And so what I love is that you talk about it as the fourth trimester. Because we don't even talk about a fourth trimester. It doesn't even exist.
No.
But yet it is a phase that I find to be essential to really help you with that transition into the new chapter in your life, your new life, because it's changed forever once you become a parent.
It does.
And so, brothers, I don't want you to think you don't need to journal, because I'm sure that there are a lot of things that you're feeling as a result of being a dad, trying to make sure that you're being a provider.
Even for y'all too. You need to write it down. Some of y'all, you don't want nobody to know. You need to write it down. You need to write it down. You need to get out. That's facing your vulnerability.
Right.
You can't become a better person if you do not face your vulnerability. You have to face yourself.
I was talking with one of our producers earlier today, and we were just talking about the need to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we were talking about dating and the fact that people assume that, oh, you got it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have it all together. You know, life has happened and things are challenging and things are difficult. And I lead with vulnerability because for what? What is the point to try to act like everything is great? Like just be vulnerable. They can't do nothing to you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is the truth. I share the truth of what's going on in my life and where I am and where I'm going, because this too shall pass, right? So I recognize that this is just a moment in my life. It is not my life. It's a moment in my life. So for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness, this has been some great conversation. I am enjoying my time with you.
Yeah, same here.
Look, we probably got about maybe 10 more minutes together.
Okay.
So are there any questions? Does anyone have any questions that they want me to answer? Any questions for me? Any questions for Davida?
Any questions, bring them in. I'm helping sell the questions. Any questions, bring them in. Give them to us now. We're ready to receive.
We are ready. But so, okay, you have children. I know you don't have one, so you have I
got 4.
You have 4 children.
Yeah.
And what are their ages?
14, 12, 9, and 2.
Amazing.
And the boss.
The 2-year-old.
Yeah, that's the boss.
Oh my goodness. Are you going to have more? Do you want to have more children?
I don't know. I don't know.
Your mind is open?
My mind is open to it, but I don't know. Yeah. Just kind of, because if I had it my way growing up, I grew up watching and babysitting nieces and nephews. Okay. Nieces and nephews. I have a sister with 7 children. One at the time who had 3 children. I have my little brother, little sister, and I was just a designated babysitter.
Yes.
Okay. So growing up, I was like, I'm not having none of these. If I do, it's going to be one after 30. And then I got married in my early 20s, and I had my daughter at 22. And I'm like, you know what? That didn't go the way planned.
I had my daughter at 22 as well. I was married, had my daughter.
Yes.
But you know what? It's good because now, we're older, and my daughter's 32 now.
Yeah.
And so it's all right. It's all right.
So I'm just going with the flow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I definitely appreciate those little people that I have.
Yes.
They've helped to make me vulnerable too. And that's one thing I realized.
They see things.
They do.
They see things. And my son and I were talking the other day, and he was just like, Mom, all those things that you've gone through, they've made you who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind and loving because that's not what you grew up in, and I told him, I said, I wouldn't change it. Does it have lasting impacts on your life?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what I want to talk a little bit about healing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about healing because so many now are getting coaching services. They're getting counseling services. And so in talking to people, they believe that they're going to be healed. Oh, this is going to help to heal them. And so I tell them, no, it's going to help you to understand what's coming at you. You're going to recognize things before they get to you. Okay, so this is how I would normally respond in this situation. And so you're going to use your tools in your toolbox to respond in a different way. But I believe in healing. And I believe that that's a continual journey. And I don't believe it ever ends. I don't believe we ever arrive. But I believe we are able to deal with matters in a better way, in a healthier way. And that's my philosophy. So you will never hear me promoting, I am healed. I am healing.
It never ends with ED. It's always ING. It's always ING.
No ED.
No ED. It's always ING. You know, I like to consider healing as being the constant action of overcoming trauma.
Yes, constant.
You know, the constant
action,
the action of overcoming trauma.
Yeah, and it's continual.
You know, and it's continual. You know, this narrative that I see a lot on social media and stuff is like, oh, it's traumatic, it's toxic. You're going to have that everywhere.
Yeah, that's just
what you need to focus on is not trying to get rid of it, but it's how you approach it and how you deal with
respond to it.
You know, because you have a lot of situations. What I realize sometimes we cause trauma to ourselves.
That's right.
You know, and we cause trauma to ourselves. You want to know why? Because we haven't faced ourselves. The first step to healing is facing yourself.
Facing the giants. You know, next week we're going to have Orlando Page on the show.
Really?
He's going to be talking about facing the giants.
Yes.
And so it's loving yourself, getting to know yourself, knowing what's important to you, and standing on that. You know, and simple things. I was at a football game, and you know, my friends are there, and everyone's talking, and I'm like, hey guys, I want to see the game. You know, in the past, I would just jump into the conversation, but I'm like, you know what? I want to see the game. I like sports. I like to play sports, and I like sports, and so. That's just a little thing, but it shows me just growth in who I am as a person and not being a people pleaser. And not just saying what people want to hear. That Kyri has left. You know, left the building. I'm still kind, but I have to advocate for myself. And I want to just encourage my listeners to make sure that you're advocating for yourself. That you're standing up for what you believe and what is right for you.
Always.
Yes, we compromise and all that stuff because that's just part of life and relationships. But make sure you have a standard to stand on. Some people don't even know what's important to them. And, you know, I was there.
But you want to know why? I'm going to hit you with this one. Because they don't love themselves. Let me tell you, when I say love yourself, there was an exercise that I had someone to do one time. And I have my children to do it. I've had them to do it too. And I do it myself. Go stand in the mirror, look in the mirror, and tell yourself you love yourself, staring into your own eyes.
Oh, yes.
And when you tell yourself you love yourself,
every morning,
feel the love as if you're talking to someone that you felt like you love.
Davida, every morning. That's one of my
yourself and feel that love. And you'll realize there's going to be so many barriers that start to get broken down. Every time I've done it or I've recommended anyone else to do it, they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that no more. You had me in tears. And
no,
I'm like, no, you know,
the more you do it, you know, even for myself, I really struggled with my self-esteem. I grew up being told that I was ugly. And, you know, I get up in the morning and I say, go to my mirror and I say, good morning, gorgeous. You know, good morning. Good morning.
Most definitely.
We've got a lot to accomplish today.
We do.
So
we do.
I know we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
But it has been a phenomenal time, phenomenal conversation. I thank all of you for coming out today. Thank you for being present. Thank you for being here. As you know, healing begins with being heard. I swear that it's just truth. It's just truth. You know, we need to avail ourselves, one, to be heard, but also to listen to others. And so I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Davida, thank you so much for coming out today.
And thank you for having me.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, you know my phone number. You can contact us if you're interested in any kind of coaching services, counseling, or even just being a guest on the show. Text my team at 678-597-8191. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to being present for you. I am Dr. Kyri Mosley, and this is our show. We'll see you next week with Orlando Page, Facing the Giant. Have an awesome evening.
Have an awesome evening.
Bye-bye.
pushing up, they need to ease back. You ain't talking about the gospel, you can keep that. Believe that, my heart is where the streets at. Over beats to his pieces where I preach at. 1 million souls, I'm trying to reach that. I grab the microphone and then I react. Never sold my soul's intact. Trying to change your brain, mental impact. Not of this world, Satan been whacked. The devil is a lie, dude been capped. I let my light shine, the world been black. Taking back the music, dude getting jacked. Hooked on the Lord, my spirit on crack. Gotta move forward, ain't no turning back. Microphone check, talking 1 2. You know how we do when we come through. I represent the Father and the Son too. Roll with the Holy Ghost, what you won't do? You ain't rocking with God, then you gotta. You ain't rolling with the Lord, then you gotta. On demon time, then you gotta. You ain't a friend of mine, so you gotta. Sometimes I ask myself, what are people doing? What God do they serve and who are they pursuing? Instead of righteousness, they chose the path to ruin. You wanna see the Father, here's the way to him. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. We couldn't pay the debt, he had to pay the price. Gave his life a sacrifice just to make it right. The burden was heavy, he couldn't take it light. The battle's not ours, he had to take the fight. Showed up in the scene, demons were taking flight. Don't believe in the Father, then you can take a hike. Prayer changes things, what you praying like? Praying like if we gave a mic to help save a life. Telling non-believers about the way of Christ. His mercy and grace will always suffice. Represent the winning team all day and night. Microphone check, talking 1 2. You know how we do when we come through. I represent the Father and the Son too. Roll with the Holy Ghost, what you won't do? You ain't rocking with God, then you gotta. And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with the pain. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same. Hearts are all the same. All the same.
They said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
Here we go. Intro for my show. Nice though, hot like nitro. Cool as ice though. With that type of dichotomy, y'all know it's gotta be. Who else could it be but T? Rub your eyes, behold the Tony D. I'm the Dream Supreme DJ straight out of Queens. I'm eclectic, the dopest selected. Emerging music break. Tony D will take, yeah.
Well, Tony, I don't care, long as you take me there, someplace to ease my mind.
This is recording artist Bertrand McKinney, aka Birdie, and you're listening to CHH Jams, where the bars come from the word. Y'all keep it locked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. This is Orlando Presents right here on CHH Damn Presents. Make sure y'all tune in every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and check out our new show, CHH Jam Presents, right here on the Real Level Up. Let's go, y'all. Let's level up, level up. Let's get it. CHH Jam Presents.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be yourself.